heard what's going on. We're also being joined on the radio by KRLD. Breaking news here, if you're just joining us on the radio as well. Around 3:30 minutes ago, about 30 minutes ago, the bubble roof collapsed on Valley Ranch while the Cowboys were out there practicing. This may be due to a funnel cloud. Larry says that at the time severe weather was passing over. The aluminum, the shards, we have video that's just come in. The bubble collapsed, and we understand that there are several injuries at this time, and some people may still be trapped inside. There are 58 people who are injured. Larry, do you have?
I was just going to say, Marissa, as that storm was blowing through Valley Ranch there, we had a severe thunderstorm warning with winds gusting up to 60 to 65 miles per hour. We didn't have any reports of a tornado or a funnel cloud at that time, but you know, these storms are very dangerous, and they could really spin up a tornado at any moment. It's unclear whether or not this was tornado damage or straight line wind damage. Nonetheless, it's a significant story here out of Valley Ranch, but the tornado warning does continue for Hunt County as well, and also Rockwall County, as this is the same storm that blew through Valley Ranch. So it is entirely possible it could have been a tornado here, but we had no tornado warning at the time. And Marissa, it just kind of underscores the seriousness of those severe thunderstorm warnings. They can oftentimes be as dangerous as even tornado warnings.
And as you said, those straight line winds, 60 to 65 miles per hour for an air supported bubble like this. Right. And this is, you know, what you get. It's like, it looks like one big crumpled kite with aluminum. It just, the weather or whatever did this.
And I'm surprised that they had them in the bubble at the time of the storm. Maybe they didn't know. I don't know. I'm just throwing that question out there.
A lot of questions at this time, a lot of questions that will be asked. But right now the question is, where is everyone? Is everyone okay? Is everyone accounted for? If you're wondering about the Cowboys, we understand that all Cowboys have been accounted for. Here are the Cowboys here. This was a rookie practice with some of the new draftees. They were on the field practicing at the time. They're gathering themselves on the video here. That's just in. This just happened. They're accounting for each other, getting each other all from under the rubble at the time, and accounting for also the coaches. We understand that all the coaches have been accounted for as well, but 2 members of the Cowboys staff have been injured that we know of. We understand that a video team coordinator has a broken arm and has been taken by a stretcher. Also receiving medical help is Brent Maxey, who has a gash to his leg and is getting stitches. We understand that some more may be trapped at this time, and CareFlight says that 58 people have confirmed been injured. Now we also have Steve and our photographer Brett Kelly on the phone, and we have new information in my ear right now that Jerry Jones spoke from the Kentucky Derby on this issue, and we have new information at this time. Steve Dennis, what are you hearing from there?
Well, the latest I can tell you is support staff. 4 support staff of the Dallas Cowboys are apparently injured, and I think we're talking about the video team guys. When they shoot a practice, they shoot up high on a scaffolding, which obviously would be the most dangerous position to be in when this thing collapsed. So we're being told that 4 support staff people have been injured, and I witnessed one of them being put into the ambulance. And so that seems to be. Now, I also want to stress that it was one of the young rookie players who told me that all the players and coaches have been accounted for. He told me that as far as he understood, they've all been accounted for, and he was happy about that. But Chris Hall, who I mentioned earlier, his wife was frantically looking for him. He's been accounted for. He's got a banged-up shoulder,
okay.
But he's been found. And what I'm looking at here is just dozens of ambulances and fire trucks all gathered at the back end here, going in the back gate, and emergency crew people running in and coming out when necessary, but they're scouring. And I want to emphasize, Narissa, this bubble has created a large area in its debris. I mean, it is spread across both practice fields, the bubble and the outside practice field next to it. So they've got a large area.
Gotcha. And we're taking a look at some of this,
with aluminum pieces everywhere.
Okay. Steve, we want to break in just now because we have word from Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones is at the Kentucky Derby at this time, and he just commented on this situation from the Kentucky Derby. Let's take a listen.
Our rookies, approximately 27 of them, recently drafted free agents, as well as our coaching staff, as well as our scouting, were the principal people in there. A few media. and we know of at least one injury. They did not get good warning there, and the structure did collapse, and we're assessing who's injured at this particular time.
All right, that is Jerry Jones from the Kentucky Derby just moments ago. Of course, he's heard what's going on, but some of the numbers, though, have been updated as the dozens of ambulances are on the scene right now. This is video as those winds were coming through right before the collapse. Our CBS 11 photojournalists Brett Kelly and Steve Dennis were inside at the time of this collapse. This is right before it happened. This is what they were seeing. They noticed that the lights were swinging, the bubble dome. You could see some of the winds affecting it at the time, but the Cowboys were still on the field practicing. Even Jerry Jones from the Kentucky Derby, as you just heard here on CBS 11, said that they weren't given proper warning at the time. They were still out looking up, maybe not knowing what was going on or the threat. We don't know at this time. A lot of questions will prevail, but we did have a warning at the time that Larry Mowry put out.
It was a severe thunderstorm warning. They come from the National Weather Service, and we had talked about it on the air. Obviously, they weren't watching TV when they were practicing,
right.
But, you know, one of those weather radios, they probably had some type of warning device there. I don't know if it wasn't working or whatnot. We're not going to speculate about that, but let's talk about what's going on right now, because we still have a tornado warning for Hunt County, and the rotation with this storm is drawing closer